93, then 94, then 25, and then match them up to the existing contour.
Delete that one side as well.
That later, once you've done your process. Yep. You'll see your head now.
That's right.
You're rather weak. Okay, so the other side of the platform, we are going downhill now, and to get to the first contour line, how much do I offset with a slope of 2 to 1? No. 2 to 1. We're going to, in the vertical, we're going 0.5. So how much at a slope of 2 to 1 do we go out that way? 1. Then after that, 2. Yeah. So I've got a couple of students up the front here that the old light bulb popped on then, and I think they've just understood what's going on, which is great. I've got a bit of a spoiler alert for anyone else that doesn't quite know what they've just been doing. The assignment won't be as easy as that. When you go rushing back to look at the assignment tonight, the platform level will not be a perfect contour. So that first offset is very, very important, because that will determine whether you get your design contours right or not.
So things like the first one, all our contours are wrong.
Not only that, your volumes will be wrong as well.
What's the whole scale?
Yeah, on the, well, let's say you only do it on the fill, then the fill will be wrong. Yeah, yeah.
If you apply the both,
Yeah. So there's that simple calculation that you just did then, both of you up the front here, to work out how far to offset for a 2 to 1 is going to have to be applied to the assignment. So what happens is, and I'll just tell you exactly what's going to happen. The clever ones in the class are going to work it out fairly quickly, and how can I say this in a nice way? What do you call people that jump off the Auckland Harbour Bridge because the first one does? The followers, the lemmings, will go, oh, thanks bro, and so they'll do the offset as well, not knowing what they're doing. Then they're going to open up my test in about week 7, and they're going to find that 2 of those questions, probably 3 actually, will be relative to the first offset of a platform for a design. So the ones that figured it out will go, oh, that's easy, I did that for the assignment. The ones that just yell across the room, what's the offset? And they say, oh, 0.35 or something. Oh, cool, thanks. They're going to miss out on 3 marks in the test. So that's what I mean by the maths in the test. It's not maths that is out of the blue. It's maths that you would have done on your assignment. It's my little way of rewarding those that did the hard work and taking it off those that shall we say, have been inventive with their friends. When I was studying, what we used to do was go home, do the assignments ourselves, then come in and have a real good argument with your mates on who got the right answer, right? And then even if you got it wrong, you still learn from it, because your mate's going to explain exactly how to do it anyway. So when it came to the exam time, you were kind of in a good position in that respect. So the philosophy behind what we've just been doing and the model answer is easily found by turning on layers P1, P2 and P3, and you'll see that I don't know about P3, but you'll see that the intersection points and how we've drawn the top of the cut and the toe of the fill is drawn through these points here. Okay, now I said I would provide a 3D to show you exactly what's going on, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll make that available now. The other thing I said in the Wednesday lecture was, please download all these things, because at the conclusion of this class, I'm going to make them not available. And the first thing I get is a whole lot of emails from students going, I can't see the files, what happened to them? I've got another class at 3 o'clock. And today, yeah. After that, they'll be available. I've already had a whole pile of students from last night going, what have you done to the files? They're not there. So there's the 3D CAD file, and I'm going to show you something that might make a bit more sense. So when you look at the 3D CAD, what's it done? It'll come up. Didn't like that, did it? Alright. Now if you remember back to when you did your very first class at Unitec here, view, 3D views, top. Okay. So this is the design answer that we did. You've offset 1/2 metre, 1 metre, 1 metre, 1 metre. We've got our batter slope going around here, and this is the 1 metre, 2 metres, 2 metres, 2 metres for the fill. Looking down on it. What does that look like in 3D when we look at the elevational view slash 3D view? So you hold your shift key down and your middle roller, and you start, we've got a stray line there coming up, and you start twisting it around, and you can see that that's the cut area there, the yellow. So we were doing where it was cutting into the bank. There's the contours going up, and the contours match. Got a little bit wrong, but they're close to matching where these come in. They should be joining on the end of those lines there. And then in the fill area where it goes downhill, that's a good view there. So where it goes downhill, and that's where it's cutting into the bank. It's not perfect, but it gives you a bit of an idea of what goes on with the platform design. So with programs like 12D, which is the civil engineering package, you put your platform onto an existing survey, you make it a surface, you make the existing survey a surface, you give it a batter slope either side, and 12D will calculate that, draw the batter slopes on with the formation contours, just like what we did there, and you can hit another button and it'll tell you the volumes, how much cut, how much fill, and volumes being in height and depth, the whole lot. And it will do that also along the road design as well. But the secret to 12D is not like hitting a button and sending the drawing off. It's having a look at it to make sure you've done nothing wrong, because one wrong input and everything's going to be completely wrong. Okay? Now, because you are all going to have slightly different contours, You're all going to have slightly different cuts and fills, and your volumes in the end for assignment 2 are going to be slightly different as well. I'll show you how to do those manually a little bit further down the line. And the beauty of that is that you can actually, if you're close to the other person, you know you're probably going to be right. But if you're miles away, one of you has done something wrong. Okay. So this is just the next step in doing the plan view. After that, we're going to do some section views, and then we're going to calculate the volumes from that. Okay. Next week, we're going to do a long section, kind of like you did for me or for Ingrid. You did a long section with the ground line, fairly simple little thing that you put in the corner. We're going to do that, but we're not going to do it at 1-to-1. We're going to do it distorted in the vertical direction. And we're going to also put on there the pipe, the platform, the batter slopes, and I'm going to show you some examples of long sections in the lecture so you know what you're heading towards when you're drawing it. Okay? I'll demonstrate the actual assignment in class, but I won't be using the same contours as you guys. I'll just do it real roughies because I'm allowed to. You'll have to use your contours. So if you manage to complete the contours where the pipe is before next week, you can then move on to actually just starting to draw it up in class in the lab. If you haven't, then you're pretty much not going to have a lot of stuff you can carry. You can't really do your long section next week. And what that tends to do is make more pressure on you the following week to finish assignment 1. So my suggestion is to do your triangles and try and do as many contours in the area where the pipe goes across, and you should be able to start on your long section after I demonstrate next week. That's the end of the formal side of things this week, so you can either do to stay around. I know what I forgot to do, and I've done it twice in a row now. I was going to demonstrate the title block, wasn't I? I bet you it didn't. We managed to get it regen last time, didn't we, in this class? Yeah, just at the end. Yeah, I'll still do it again.
Just one question, Roger.
I'll just do this first, but yeah, you can, once I've opened the mic, you can do that. So, in the civil assignment, I'll save the survey drawing. And the title block. And the logo. What was your question?
So just here in the exercise where we have the platform level, so
Yep.
just the lines that are going across from they're touching the contour and the lines that we draw here. Actually, some of them are not touching.
No, they should be. It's a fairly rough.
It is rough, so it's not right.
Not perfect. You can adjust it to be perfect.
They're not. Yeah,
When I drew it, I intended to make people adjust it to make it right, but there isn't sort of a lot of time to do that. So it's giving you the general idea of what
So because what you should be doing, should be like 10 lines should be like this section.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So in layout here,